Good day, folks. Thank you for joining us here at Your Health. On today's program, we'd like to talk about inositol and IP6. These two substances are found in dietary fiber, and they can be used to help promote good health. These are remarkable substances that are safe to be used by almost everyone, and we want to teach you how to use it and for what conditions today. Inositol and IP6. But first, let's go to our news. Let's see what's happening in the health world. Researchers have found yet another reason to avoid fast food. There may be toxic chemicals in the fast food wrappers and packaging. Researchers from the Silent Spring Institute evaluated 27 different fast food companies' food packaging for polyfluoroalkyl content. They found 1/3 of the sample tested contained the controversial chemicals. Polyfluoroalkyls are fluorine-rich synthetic molecules used in sandwich and dessert wrappers and paperboard containers to keep sauces and grease from leaking through the wrappers. Some types of polyfluoroalkyls may cause dysfunction of the hormonal and immune systems, along with altered thyroid, liver, and pancreas function. Folks, these polyfluoroalkyls, or PFAs as they are often called, they're all synthesized chemicals used to waterproof or lubricate surfaces of a variety of products, including non-stick cookware and insulation used in clothing. Unfortunately, these PFAs persist in the environment and our bodies for many years. They are stored in our fat, then they are slowly released into our bloodstream to act like hormones, all the while releasing fluoride into our systems. The released fluoride then displaces iodine from its many essential roles in our physiology. We need iodine to survive, but we do not need fluoride. This in turn may affect the function of our thyroid, liver, and pancreas while suppressing immunity and altering hormone function. Systematic production of these chemicals began in the 1950s, and it did not take long until they could be found in trace amounts on all continents and oceans. And now we learn the PFAs are in fast food wrappers and paperboard containers where they may leach into the already unhealthy fast food. Now, this study did not reveal which fast food company products contain the most PFAs. However, they did report dessert and bread wrappers in Tex-Mex fast food packaging are the most likely offenders. Social media and digital device use are in the news again. First, from the University of Pittsburgh, researchers find from a survey of almost 1,800 young adults, those who use between 7 to 11 social media platforms were over 300% more likely to also struggle with anxiety or depression. Next, from the Journal of Youth Studies, researchers find 1 in 5 young people regularly awake in the night to send or check messages on social media. They also found girls are much more likely to lose sleep due to social media use. And from the American Academy of Pediatrics, researchers find school-age kids that spend 2 to 4 hours a day on digital devices are 23% less likely to finish their schoolwork, and kids that spend 6 hours a day are 50% less likely to accomplish homework tasks. Well, here's the next addition to the file labeled Bad Things That Happen from Too Much Digital Device Use. First, those who regularly check on multiple social media sites, they're also over 300% more likely to be depressed or suffer from anxiety. Now, the study's authors point out that this type of study cannot determine cause and effect, just an association, but it makes sense to me that it could work both ways, social media use leading to depression and depression leading to social media use. Either way, this study provides useful information. Now, the next study finds when parents are fast asleep, many young people are up texting and visiting social media sites, and the trend is so strong that 1 in 5 do this every night, and it is, of course, affecting sleep and school performance the next day. And finally, the more time kids spend on digital devices, the less likely they are to finish their homework. That makes sense, doesn't it? The study also found with increasing digital device use comes less caring about doing well at school, decreasing likelihood of finishing starting tasks, declining interest in learning new things, and a loss of ability to stay calm when faced with a challenge. These reasons and others recently reported on this program are why the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends kids ages 2 to 5 spend just 1 hour or less a day using digital devices, so they may form healthier digital device use patterns later in life. Digital device technology advances so fast that it's a real challenge to keep up with it. However, kids love to use digital devices, and many are getting too much of a good thing. if your child is struggling with school social media use is one of the first things to evaluate. Well, today on Your Health, we'd like to take a closer look at the health-promoting properties of inositol and IP6. This stuff is really interesting and amazing, so stay tuned to learn more. For thousands of years, Eastern health practitioners have used mushrooms for a variety of treatments.
And recently, scientists everywhere in the world have turned to mushrooms in search of health-promoting compounds.
These are known as medicinal mushrooms. Among some of the most potent are ABM, maitake, reishi, shiitake, and cordyceps sinensis.
At BioInnovations, we've made available 4 of the most powerful mushrooms in one easy-to-use formula. We call it the Mushroom Complex. We also offer the amazing mushroom Cordyceps sinensis in a standalone formula.
Cordyceps helps boost energy, an amazing discovery now used in both Eastern and Western medicine. So take advantage of thousands of years of health knowledge.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. I'm Cindy Becker, and this is Your Health at a Glance. Are you following a low-fat diet? While it's true that too much fat makes us overweight, certain types of fat are actually good for us. Add to your diet omega-3 fats such as fish and flaxseed oil, and omega-9 oleic acid found in olive oil. And reduce in your diet omega-6 found in corn, safflower, and peanut oil, and saturated fats found in meats and whole milk dairy products. Studies show those fats can promote inflammation and chronic disease. The Mediterranean diet can help you make good choices, such as fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean meats, fish, olives, and olive oil. So remember, increase omega-3 and omega-9 fats. Reduce omega-6 and saturated fat. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Cindy Becker.
Vitamin D deficiency is at epidemic levels in the United States. Chances are you aren't getting enough of this essential nutrient. Vitamin D is one of the most important molecules in the human body. It's required for the proper function of nearly 4,000 genes and 1,000 metabolic chemical reactions.
BioInnovations brings you Dr. Becker's Bionutrients Vitamin D3. Now, supplementing with vitamin D is safe and affordable.
Studies show that vitamin D deficiency can lead to poor immune function, depression, cardiovascular disease, bone disease, diabetes, cancer, and much more. Starting supplementing vitamin D today for better health tomorrow.
BioInnovations is the affordable source that you can trust for all your vitamin and supplement needs. So give us a call at 888-442-2128. That's 888-442-2128. Or order online at bioinnovations.net.
Welcome back, everyone. It's such a blessing to be with you today, and I hope everything is wonderful in your corner of the world. Well, today's show is going to be really great. This is one of my favorite topics. We're going to be talking about inositol and IP6. These are amazing nutrients. You've got to really just sit back and absorb this one today and get a copy of this show. If I was going to get one, this would be it. This one is so important. Richard,
yes,
we learned about inositol many years ago,
yes,
back when you were fighting cancer, and we
yes,
found that it really did help your journey.
It did.
And now we're coming to understand exactly why and what inositol and IP6 really are.
Yes, and inositol and IP6 can be used by almost everyone. Almost everyone. We have some people who should be careful with it, but it's only those with kidney disease would consider not doing it. Okay. But it can be used by so many. Now, what is this inositol and IP6? These are naturally occurring carbohydrate-like substances, so that can be used as a fuel or it can be a fiber. Well, the inositol is not a fuel. We don't use it for calories. It's widely distributed through most life forms. It was first described in 1855, so we have a huge bank of knowledge on these compounds, IP6 and inositol. Inositol is a fibrous, carbohydrate found in human and animal cell membranes and in some plant cell walls. IP6 or inositol hexaphosphate, IP6 is inositol hexaphosphate. That's what that means. That means that the inositol is saturated with phosphates, and that's the reason why chronic kidney disease would have to be careful with it. IP6 is found in plant cell walls. Now, phytic acid is another name for inositol and IP6. Phytic acid is IP6. It's the same thing. Chemists, you know, they always have multiple names. Phytate is the salt of phytic acid. You put phytic acid in solution, it becomes a salt. And it forms bonds with calcium and magnesium. They bond to the phosphates. Now, don't let this intimidate you. It's not that complicated. Previous research has found a diet rich in whole grains helps to prevent various diseases, including cancer. And of course, researchers want to know what part of a high-fiber diet helps to fight cancer. They found inositol and IP6 plays a major role in dietary fiber's ability to prevent disease and to fight cancer, along with improving immune function. Now, humans can make inositol in the kidney, but with age and disease, it becomes a conventionally essential nutrient. Now, here's the dilemma. If you have kidney disease and you have to limit your phosphates, you're also making less inositol. So it's a delicate balancing act. This means you may be eligible for inositol IP6 supplementation chronic kidney disease, but you have to work closely with your doctor because most foods have phosphates in them. You can reduce other foods to compensate and take advantage, but you have to work with your doctor to do that. I want to be clear about that. Inositol is converted to phosphatidylinositol that acts as a secondary messenger molecule active in cell signaling and metabolic regulation. That is a mouthful, isn't it? It's a carrier molecule, this phosphatidylinositol, secondary messenger molecule. It sends messages to the cell. If a cell is under stress, it sends a message out to cellular workings to change the environment. Inositol is involved in that, and phosphatidylinositol is the carrier molecule and how it achieves that. So what does this mean? Let's summarize what we just said, because this is the essence of IP6 and inositol. It's naturally found in fiber. Has a long history of knowledge. We know a lot about it. IP6 is inositol with phosphate groups. Phytic acid is another name for IP6. Let's not get confused. Phytate is the salt form, and it tends to carry magnesium and calcium. That's how most supplemental forms are found, with the IP6 bound to magnesium and calcium. Inositol and IP6 provide many of the health benefits of dietary fiber, and they are conditionally essential nutrients, meaning with age, with disease, we lose our ability to make them, and it benefits us to supplement them. Now, myoinositol is an isomer of inositol, and it is the most common form of inositol. Let me help you understand that. Inositol has 6 carbons in a row, and each carbon has a hydroxy group, or OH, or alcohol group. Now imagine 6 carbons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they're in a row, and they're wrapped around into a ring. So we create a ring structure. Now these hydroxy groups either go up or they go down. Now, if they go up or down, the molecule has the same empiric formula, the same number of carbons, the same number of hydrogen, the same number of oxygens, but it's a different molecule. Myoinositol, we call these isomers. Myoinositol is an isomer of inositol, and it's the most common form of inositol. See, that's not too bad, is it? It can have different configurations up or down on the alcohol groups, depending on how it's shaped. One of them is myoinositol. It's the most common one. The unique thing about myoinositol is that it can penetrate the blood-brain barrier, where it becomes involved in regulation of neurotransmitters such as serotonin. This means inositol is important for mood and mental health. Makes sense now, doesn't it? IP6, the plant form, is converted to inositol or myoinositol by intestinal bacteria. Another reason to have good bacteria in the intestines, have your probiotics and your yogurts and such whatnot. Because these good healthy bacteria convert the dietary fiber or the supplemental inositol IP6 into my inositol that supports brain health. Inositol was once thought to be an essential B vitamin, but we now know it's produced by the kidneys. Levels drop with age and various health conditions. Supplementing, this is the unique thing about IP6 inositol. Supplementing inositol and IP6 provides better results than relying on diet. Now, one of our cardinal rules of supplementation and healthy diet is first. But not when it comes to the benefits of IP6 and inositol. Supplementing supersedes the effect of diet. Now, there are other benefits of fiber in the diet besides just inositol and IP6. I want to be clear about that. But if you want to emphasize the benefits of IP6 and inositol, science tells us you're better off supplementing than just eating more fibrous foods. You still need the fibrous food for the other benefits. Does that make sense? I want to be clear about that. Supplement, and this kind of violates our rule. See, so it's a unique thing about inositol and IP6. Here's an overview of the physiologic effects of IP6 and inositol. General description. Inositol and IP6 maintain cell integrity. Can't have healthy cells, can't maintain itself. We call this homeostasis, the management and perpetuation of normalcy in cells. IP6 and inositol are integrally involved in this. Signal transduction. If the cell is stressed, it sends signals. How does it do it? Myoinositol, inositol, and IP6 are involved in sending those signals. DNA repair, ion transport, and messenger RNA transport. What happens when our DNA goes bad? You get too many problems in the DNA, it can lead to cancer. Inositols are used to help maintain DNA integrity. Now, some specific actions, let's just read these. You don't have to memorize these, but it may mean something to you and help you with your general understanding. Specific actions of inositol and IP6. Cell function regulation, insulin signal transduction. Your blood sugar's high and it needs to come down. Myoinositol, inositol, IP6, these substances are involved in sending that message, so you make more insulin and down comes the blood glucose. See, makes sense, doesn't it? Cytoskeletal assembly, nerve guidance, it's called the Epson nerve curvature. Without inositol, nerves just grow straight. But in utero, if inositol is present, the nerve will curve like the radial nerve around the forearm and down the radius and off to where it needs to go. Isn't that amazing how that works? Without inositol, they don't curve properly. Let's see, what else? Cell membrane potential, intracellular calcium control, cell membrane potential, serotonin activity modulation, breakdown of fats, and cholesterol regulation. See, they're all the things that cells do. Promote superoxide production in neutrophils, leading to pathogen death, very intimately involved in the immune response. Inhibition of cancer cell growth and dedifferentiation. Gene expression, this is your code of wellness. You can't express your code of wellness without inositol. Protection from radiation, and has a very powerful antioxidant effect that prevents the Fenton reaction from happening. If you have iron overload, inositol and IP6 are helpful in preventing the damages of iron. Inositol is currently used for cancer, diabetes, chronic viral conditions, immune suppression, cardiovascular disease, and blood cholesterol control, hormone regulation, heavy metal chelation, psychiatric disorders such as anxiety, depression, bulimia, panic attacks, obsessive convulsives, agoraphobia, Alzheimer's disease, and dementia. That's the overview. Now, when we return, quickly, we'll go off here in just a second. Let's talk about some of the current science on inositol. Simply astounding. Stay tuned for that. Can you lower your risk of disease? The answer is yes. One way is by including fruit in your diet. Fruit contains valuable nutrients that can reduce the risk of heart disease, stroke, and even some cancers.
We've searched the world and found 4 fruits we believe are among the best. Noni from Polynesia, acai from the Amazon, and 2 new ones, goji and mangosteen.
These 4 juices each have amazing properties that make them great additions to your nutritional plan. If you're a diabetic or have chronic pain, these juices will help you feel better and have more energy. Plus, they help with digestion.
Now you can experience the health-promoting benefits of all 4 in one convenient package we call the Fruits of the World 4-pack. And remember, it's 50% off by the case. Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. That number's 888-442-2128. I'm Cindy Becker for Your Health at a Glance. Do you like to exercise outdoors? Many consider gardening one of life's most rewarding activities. The American Heart Association says gardening promotes a strong heart, and it helps to preserve brain mass in seniors. Follow these guidelines so your gardening experience will be enjoyable for years to come. Wear a wide-brimmed hat and protect your skin from too much sun. Wear gloves and sunglasses even on cloudy days. Make your posture strong by bending from the knees. Consider wearing knee pads. Start with small jobs. Set a gentle pace and ask for help when moving heavy objects. Pause frequently and drink lots of water. Whether it's trimming bushes, cutting grass, or growing nutritious vegetables, gardening is a great way to get your exercise and get back to the earth. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Cindy Becker.
There are thousands of fungal species, and at least 200 of them have been found to cause human diseases.
Fungal infections are common, so what can we do to protect ourselves?
One solution is oregano, a natural alternative. Oregano fights problems created by fungus and yeast overgrowth, and it improves many other health conditions.
At BioInnovations, we offer oregano in gel caps and liquid extract.
Yeast and fungal disorders can improve.
So take charge of your health by choosing a natural alternative such as oregano gel caps or oil of oregano liquid extract. Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. That number's 888-442-2128.
Welcome back, everyone. Isn't this interesting material? I find it fascinating. We're learning about inositol and IP6 and what these amazing nutrients can do for your health. So, Richard, that was really great. And I think you did a really good job explaining the science. That was really layman's terms. Thank you. That was good.
Yeah, and we'll review towards the end when we should use it, who will be benefited the most from. We'll go over that again. But there is so much science on IP6 and inositol. Currently, PubMed.gov, which is our U.S. government's medical library, has 42,000 research projects that at least describe inositol and IP6 in some shape or form. Not all of them are just about IP6 and inositol, but it's at least mentioned. You know how you search something and things pop up. Google Scholar, which is a worldwide medical library, 750,000 articles. Quite impressive. Well, 1855 forward, it's a lot of research. Inositol and IP6 show rapid and near complete absorption with distribution to all tissues, including the brain. See, if it were just a fibrous substance that just passes through, that wouldn't happen. So that's why we depend on supplementation for the strongest IP6 inositol effect, because you absorb it all, almost all, 99, 98% of it just right in. The body loves it. It wants it. It wants it bad. Dose-dependent, synergistic anti-cancer activity. A little's helpful, a little more helpful, and a lot is really helpful. And these different isomers, remember the alcohol group, up, down, all these different isomers, they work together in synergy. As the group, they're more powerful. That's all that means. That's all it means. So nature provides the best balance of those. The myo-inositol is the most common. Dose-dependent. Digestion, okay, more effective when extracted and taken as a supplement. We mentioned that. And remember, our digestion is often compromised in our health conditions, especially cancer, which is our first topic. Memorial Sloan Kettering reports on their website, you can go find this yourself, IP6 is used to prevent and treat cancer via its cell signaling properties. Cellular communication, now you understand that. Useful in alleviating the side effects of chemotherapy and radiation and improving the quality of life in cancer patients. That's a pretty bold statement, isn't it? Did you know if you use Inositol IP6 in your cancer treatment, you're less likely to lose your hair? You'll have less hair loss. That improves quality of life, especially for the ladies. You know, they're more concerned about their hair than men, but we don't want to lose our hair either. Nobody wants to lose their hair. I went through cancer treatment. I lost most of it, not all of it, but I was on Inositol. People looked at my hair and they said, "You really in chemo? You still have your hair?" Well, I did it. That wasn't in the research then. Inositol. That's why I kept my hair, honey. We didn't know it at the time. We didn't know, but that's what happened. I lost hair, but I still had enough that people really couldn't tell. Next, multiple studies have shown IP6 Inositol's ability to transform cancerous cells into healthy cells. How many things are capable of chemotherapy? I don't think it does that. But these natural substances have that ability. IP6 Inositol initiate apoptosis. That's programmed cell death. That's what cells are supposed to do. They're supposed to live and then die, not live and continue to replicate. That's cancer. Or prevent angiogenesis. Tumors must have blood vessels. As the tumor grows, the blood vessel has to grow. That's called angiogenesis. And Inositol IP6 prevent this angiogenesis while improving response with or without chemo and radiation therapies. It improves the response. And that's been studied extensively, that report, breast, lung, and colorectal cancers. Now, from a test tube study, just giving you some samples. I just picked some of these 750,000 worldwide studies. Apoptosis in esophageal and pancreatic cancers. These are some of our toughest cancers to treat. Melanoma, breast and colon cancer cell lines, fights adenocarcinoma of the colon by 3 distinct mechanisms, and this was in the International Journal of Molecular Science, and they described the 3 mechanisms by which it fights cancer, and you can look that up. 2013, International Journal of Molecular Science, if you want to learn more. Research from the University of Maryland suggests Inositol inhibits the growth and destroys breast cancer cells. Adding Inositol to breast cancer chemotherapy makes the treatment more effective, and that was right off their website. You can go read that. Cancer Research, 2014, Inositol IP6 stalls the progression of large granular lymphocytic leukemia in an animal model. It's an animal model. They use the animal model because it's much cheaper to study and it closely mimics the disease in humans. Now, it's not exactly human, but it's very close. This is a type of leukemia where T cells are in abundance, or natural killer cells. And interestingly, the T cells, cytotoxic T cells and natural killer cells are exactly where Inositol IP6 have their action. So yes, certain types of leukemia, it can be very helpful. Extremely helpful. Cancer Research, 2012, animal model of prostate cancer. Men, pay attention. IP6 Inositol inhibits prostate cancer. Mechanism has been explained, prevents cancer initiation, cancer growth, and progress while it inhibits angiogenesis. They report Inositol IP6 suppresses prostate cancer in all stages of growth. That is impressive to me. I like that. IP6 is more effective chelator of radioactive uranium than standard treatment. It's also effective against skin cancer-inducing UV radiation. Why is that in there, uranium? Any ionizing radiation, IP6 Inositol helps to protect normal cells from these effects. And of course, radiation is a part of cancer treatment for many people. Now, it's also, you know, we hear about the doomsday preppers. Everyone's hearing about this now, you know, bug out spots, and how do I protect my, well, what if the nuclear plant blows up and we have radiation? Well, you want your potassium iodide and your elemental iodine, that's your iodoral, that's part of it, and then the other component of that would be your IP6 and Inositol. Those two together are more effective than what the government would provide you as a treatment. This is from top-line research, folks. If you have a bug-out spot and a medical kit for radiation planning, put it in there. Something I'd want you to do. It could save your life. It could save your family's life. It's that important to all of us. I think we should all pay attention to these possibilities. We should never live our life in fear of this happening every day. That's ridiculous. Just be prepared. Have it ready, just in case. That's my attitude. What else? Nutrition and Cancer, Volume 55 states, IP6 inositol possesses the ability to enhance immune function, act as a natural antioxidant, this is all in cancer treatment, prevent calcifications and kidney stone formation, which is a real problem because of the change in metabolism and metabolic actions in cancer, lower cholesterol levels, and reduce elevated platelet activity and prevent the clots of cancer. Very helpful. The first International Symposium on Disease Prevention reveals there is now considerable evidence supplementing with inositol and IP6 improves outcomes in breast, colon, lung, liver, prostate cancers, and other types of leukemia. I would use it for virtually all cancer support, if nothing else, to help prevent a viral infection or influenza during cancer treatment. Now, we have a break, but when we come back, let's talk about inositol and diabetes. We'll be back.
Are you one of the 62 million Americans suffering from gastrointestinal problems? Do you struggle with other chronic conditions? That's why we offer Dr. Becker's Bionutrient Probiotics.
After years of research, we developed a revolutionary probiotic formula with gastrodefense technology. This system protects the good bacteria from stomach acid so the probiotics reach the intestines where they go to work. Additionally, we use live count technology to prolong the shelf life of the probiotics, so there's no need for refrigeration.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrient Probiotics is a powerful combination and one of the most effective formulas available today. And we offer a children's chewable formula too, both at prices you can afford. Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. That number's 888-442-2128.
I'm Dr. Richard Becker, and this is Your Health at a Glance. If you have an irresistible urge to move when you're falling asleep, you may have restless leg syndrome. This is a puzzling but common condition. It causes you to feel odd sensations relieved only by moving your legs. You wake up often and usually suffer from insomnia. Different medical conditions cause restless leg syndrome, such as iron deficiency, magnesium deficiency, varicose veins, pregnancy, fibromyalgia, peripheral neuropathy, Parkinson's disease, or a side effect of taking antidepressants or antihistamines. Supplementing your diet with vitamins C, E, D, and magnesium may be helpful. If you are iron deficient, take iron only if a doctor tells you to do so. If you can correct the underlying cause, you can quiet your legs and sleep through the night. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Dr. Richard Becker. Have you heard of Cordyceps sinensis, the medicinal mushroom that supports metabolic processes for stimulant-free energy? This remarkable mushroom also supports the immune and respiratory systems, as well as the heart and lungs.
Bioinnovations brings you Dr. Becker's Bionutrients, Cordyceps sinensis.
Medicinal mushrooms contain beta-glucans, compounds that promote healthy immune function while helping to coordinate multiple body systems. And Cordyceps sinensis is among the safest and most powerful medicinal mushrooms available today, making it your choice for stimulant-free natural energy.
Bioinnovations is the affordable source that you can trust for all your vitamin and supplement needs. Give us a call at 888-442-2128. That's 888-442-2128. Or order online at bioinnovations.net. Be sure to ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
We're back, everyone, going through the research on IP6 and inositol. This is so fascinating. And to help you take advantage of getting this nutrient, we have a great special today. We have our Dr. Becker's Bionutrients IP6 with inositol, and it's buy one, get one free. You don't want to miss this one. It's a great one. And like Richard said, you want to have that in your cabinet. It is amazing. You buy one bottle at the regular price, and you'll get a second bottle free. All right, Richard,
Yes.
This is great. So IP6 inositol, We've got some research stories out now on diabetes.
Yes, it does. Remember how we said IP6 inositol helps with cell signal transduction, helping the cell to correct an abnormal environment? Well, this is exactly what happens in diabetes. We have to self-correct. So inositol IP6 stimulates insulin response and secretion, reduces insulin resistance. It prevents the oxidative damage to cells from increased glucose levels. It helps to prevent the complications of diabetes. This has been well studied. These advanced glycation end products that are associated with diabetes damage helps to prevent that and reduce it. Helps to correct aberrant lipid metabolism. Most diabetics who have their blood glucose out of, all of them, if your glucose is out of control, your cholesterol and triglyceride levels are certainly elevated. And the first step is to get your glucose under control. When that comes down, your cholesterol and those typically take care of themselves. Not always, but usually they do. And your inositol IP6 is a good way to help bring that down, reducing cholesterol and triglyceride levels, and hence decreasing your risk of cardiovascular disease in diabetes, which is your leading cause of death in diabetes. Diabetes Clinical Nutrition 2015, 40 healthy subjects to double-blind, placebo-controlled, 12 weeks, inositol 2.23 grams twice a day, which is 2 or 3 capsules of what Cindy has for you twice a day. 2 or 3 capsules, depending on your size. If you take that dose, 14% reduction in glucose levels, just from a dietary supplement that is safe for almost everyone to take. Decreases insulin levels, which is a good thing because high insulin is inflammatory. We don't want that. Decreases insulin resistance, improves beta cell function. Those are the cells in your pancreas that make insulin. It works better, correcting cell response. Remember, that's how this works. Improves blood lipid levels, including reduced LDL particle size, which is a good thing. What else does it do? This is interesting. Journal of Maternal and Fetal Neonatology, double-blind, placebo-controlled, 36 pregnant women at risk of gestational diabetes. It reduced the risk, and if they did become diabetic, it reduced their insulin use, which is very good. They were more likely to carry to term. Their babies were smaller, which is a good thing in a diabetic mother. The babies get big. 10-pound babies, it's almost always diabetes, due to diabetes. And fewer episodes of neonatal hypoglycemia. Mom's the diabetic, not the baby. When they come out, they tend to crash their blood sugar because they can make the insulin. Mother had the trouble with the resistance. Next, European Review of Medicine and Pharmacology, 2014, double-blind, placebo-controlled, 24 healthy, non-obese pregnant women. Inositol, folic acid, and manganese reduces cholesterol, triglyceride, and glucose levels. Number 3, promising early evidence of inositol IP6 benefit in calcifying disorders. This is very common in diabetes, such as arteriosclerosis, kidney, and gallstones. How many of you diabetics have you had your gallbladder out? How many of you had kidney stones? Inositol IP6 lowers that risk, which is even your dental caries and your osteoporosis risk. All of this from inositol IP6. Menopause, 2011, that's a scientific journal. Inositol decreases cholesterol, triglycerides, and blood pressure while it increases HDL particle size in post-menopausal women. HDL increases. So these are all the cholesterol-lowering abilities, the diabetes-lowering abilities, all associated with that. Now let's talk a little bit about the psychiatric abilities of inositol. The PDR, Physician's Desk Reference for Nutritional Supplements. Inositol contains myo-inositol, we talked about that, which has been shown to be helpful for Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, obsessive-compulsive disorders, panic attacks, agoraphobia, bulimia, bipolar depression, unipolar depression, stress, anxiety, and just depression in general, and trichotillomania, which is a unique and unusual condition where people are compulsively pulling their hair out. They're just compelled to pull their hair, and they can remove their entire scalp of hair from obsessive pulling. Inositol IP6, the myo-inositol component, goes into the brain. It helps to normalize neurotransmitters, and they lose that intense need to do this. Isn't this unusual? Imagine how incapacitating this could be. Most people with this type of problem, they never leave the house. They never do. I've met some before. It's really something to see. Let's go on. Psychiatry, double-blind, placebo-controlled, 60 adults with major depression. These people are down and out. This is what they call the blues, folks. They're in bad shape, major depression. They gave them vitamin B complex with inositol and improved major depression, anxiety, and mental health scores. Let's not stop there. A little B12 to the inositol, a little omega-3s, a little vitamin D, you know, a little probiotic. You can really make a difference with major depression. Human psychopharmacology review database of 11 studies, hundreds of people. Inositol is helpful for depression, especially premenstrual dysphoric disorder. The hormonal controls, the depression that comes before menses, ladies, you can help yourself with inositol. Add a little vitamin D, a little curcumin to that, maybe a little progesterone. Boy, you can make a huge difference. Not everyone has to go on oral birth control pills. That's an option. That helps people, but you're missing something. See, that's what the birth control pills don't provide you. We want to meet the need. Then if you need hormonal regulation with the pills, that's fine. Then you do that. What else? Here's the real important part. Inositol IP6 increases natural killer cell activity while stimulating polymorphonuclear cell priming function and the macrophage production of cytokines. Now, what does this mean? Quickly before the break, because this is the essence of inositol IP6 effect on the immune system. It's the acute phase response. Cindy just sneezed on me and gave me a shower of influenza virus. If I have good function of my natural killer cells, cytotoxic T cells, macrophage, polymorphonuclear cells, these are all involved in the acute phase, not your long-term, but your acute phase. I can mount a quicker immune response and be well in a few days as opposed to somebody who's sick for 3 weeks with the flu. And inositol IP6 helps you to do that. This acute phase is an arm of the innate system, which fights viruses and cancers. So that whole thing, that whole system is stimulated with IP6 and inositol. You combine that with some beta-glucans or perhaps the medicinal mushrooms, the vitamin D, and get on a good immune supporting program. These colds, every month cold, that's a thing of the past for the vast majority. It's amazing what happens to folks when they know how to use this. Well, we have a few more things. We'll be back in just a minute. Vitamin D deficiency is at epidemic levels in the United States. Chances are you aren't getting enough of this essential nutrient. Vitamin D is one of the most important molecules in the human body. It's required for the proper function of nearly 4,000 genes and 1,000 metabolic chemical reactions.
BioInnovations brings you Dr. Becker's Bionutrients Vitamin D3. Now, supplementing with vitamin D is safe and affordable.
Studies show that vitamin D deficiency can lead to poor immune function, depression, cardiovascular disease, bone disease, diabetes, cancer, and much more. Starting supplementing vitamin D today for better health tomorrow.
BioInnovations is the affordable source that you can trust for all your vitamin and supplement needs. So give us a call at 888-442-2128. That's 888-442-2128. Or order online at bioinnovations.net. Here is our hope for you today. I'm Cindy Becker. In the epic movie Gone with the Wind, Scarlett O'Hara says she won't think about her problems today or she'll go crazy. She'll think about them tomorrow. How should we think about tomorrow in our lives? In Matthew 6, verse 33, we get advice about tomorrow. Seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. It's so difficult to not worry about the future. Many of us catastrophize about the future. That's spending all your time thinking about all the catastrophes that might happen. So let tomorrow worry about itself. That way, we won't miss the wonderful things happening in our lives right now. I'm Cindy Becker. This is our hope for you today.
Is your life out of balance? It may be. The average American consumes far too many omega-6s and not enough omega-3s. This creates an imbalance.
So what can we do to get back in balance? We can eat a healthy diet.
And most of us need to supplement with omega-3 rich fish oil. Fish oil contains omega-3s with DHA and EPA, fatty acids that promote good brain and heart health. So reduce omega-6 in your nutritional plan and boost omega-3 to get back in balance.
To help you do that, BioInnovations offers 2 products, the Fish Oil Complex and Omega 369, both formulated for your health and well-being. So how do you choose? For highest levels of DHA and EPA, choose the Fish Oil Complex. For a balanced formula, choose the 369. Go online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
We're back, everyone. I just want to give you a reminder. We have the Dr. Becker's Bionutrients IP6 with Inositol on a great special today. It's buy one bottle at the regular price, and you're going to get a second bottle free. So don't miss that one. Richard, there's a few more studies to go through, and I think the next one is really important.
Yes, polycystic ovary syndrome. We're having more and more episode cases of women, about 70%. They've gained some weight. It affects their menstrual cycles. They're not ovulating properly. They get the cysts on the ovary. It's just real misery. Infertility is compromised. Here we have a review of 70 different studies that reviewed PCOS and IP6 and inositol. 70 different studies show supplementing with IP6 and inositol improves insulin action because they tend to be pre-diabetic, type 2 diabetic folks. Not all of them, but the majority, leading to better outcomes. Researchers in Virginia found that women with polycystic ovary syndrome, PCOS, infertility problems were 87% more likely to ovulate if they supplemented the IP6 and inositol. It's all about getting the ovulation cycle back, which restores the menstrual cycle, menses, and the potential to conceive. So this is really quite remarkable. Now, with the IP6 and inositol, I wouldn't just do that. I would also take your B vitamins, the glucoman and fiber, because that is very helpful in PCOS. Probiotics, vitamin D, curcumin. You know, get on a good pre-diabetic syndrome support plan where you're eating a low sugar diet, you're getting your exercise, your probiotics, the chromium picolinate. Do a complete program. And most of you ladies, you won't need to go on these hard-driving hormones that MDs are so eager to put people on. These are powerful drugs. Sometimes they're needed, but most of the time they're not. You just have to know the naturals. See, that's why we take the effort to teach you these things. You can be your own doctor to a degree. I mean, let's use some common sense. But you have to have a depth of understanding. And if you're using safe agents like IP6 and inositol, there's not much of a downside. Because these aren't dangerous therapies you're playing with. Not at all. These are God's agents that we can all use. They're not controlled like a narcotic or something. So this is important. Another one, PCOS and inositol, increased viable follicles, a number of oocytes. There's so much research on PCOS and inositol. They're designing drugs to be used to treat PCOS based on inositol. They're designing drugs around the world based on inositol to treat diabetes. Use the original. That's the safe ones. Here's an important one. IP6 and inositol reduces the vaso-occlusive episodes of sickle cell disease. If you know anything about sickle cell disease, these vaso-occlusive episodes are terrible. So do omega-3s. Combine the two, IP6 and inositol, omega-3s, you're going to have fewer of these vaso-occlusive episodes, which keep kids out of school and all kinds of things. Now let's review what IP6 and inositol does. What's the physiology? We're going to just say them real quickly, and this stuff sinks in eventually, folks. DNA and RNA maintenance and gene expression, can't do it right without IP6 and inositol. Cell signaling, regulating of cell growth, that's your cancer connection. Secondary messengers in cells, communicating within and between cells. IP6 is used for that, inositol. Antioxidant increases superoxide and pseudoneutrophils. The acute phase response and the innate immune system, and then a cascade effect in the adaptive. and the long-term and the adaptive immune system. Your innate is viruses, bacteria, and fungi. Your adaptive, your innate is cancer cells, viruses, and fungi. Okay? Your adaptive is primarily bacteria and toxins. Okay? Antioxidant regulates cell growth. Your natural killer cells, we discussed that, inhibits cancer growth by at least 5 mechanisms. Control your metabolism of fats, lipids, cholesterol, triglycerides. It's a nutrient for cell growth, especially brain cells. We're constantly in a state of repair and renewal. Promotes healthy nerves and brain function. Detoxification, metabolism of toxins and waste. Helps to regulate the mineral content of urine. Help to prevent kidney stones. Remember, we talked about that. Controls intracellular calcium and cell membrane potential. Our cells are little batteries, and they can't be alive. The spark of life is the voltage potential of that cell difference inside and out of the cell. That's essentially the spark of life, essentially. And IP6 inositol helps to maintain that little voltage of the little cells of our body that add up to this great wonder of life. The wonders he has done. Every time I study, I'm just amazed at what he has done. It helps to regulate serotonin activity in our mood, vital in hair growth, reduces hair loss and chemo, improves quality of life while improving behaviors. Now, IP6 and inositol can be found in grain, fiber, nuts, beans, cantaloupe, and citrus. But as we learned, if you want to emphasize the actions of inositol-like compounds, supplementing is the best. You still need fiber in your diet, but if you want that action, you got to do that. Who should take it? Here's the important list. Pay attention. Maybe your condition is on this list. Cancer patients, particularly breast cancer, lung, colon, prostate cancer, lymphomas, and immune support for other forms of cancer to keep your immunity up, to prevent complications, and to help, because we're learning about new cancers all the time with inositol. Immune support and immune modulation. Radiation exposure, which can be part of cancer, or it can be diagnostics or any radiation exposure. It can help you prevent the damage due to radiation. Chronic viral conditions, Epstein-Barr virus, hepatitis C, HIV. There's a lot of research on HIV and inositol, which you might need to know about. Maybe a loved one has that condition. Herpes simplex virus, cold sores. Can just change people's lives. We've heard cases of this. All I need to do is take the inositol IP6. I don't get cold sores anymore. These are the things people call and tell us. I want you to know that. What else? Diabetes, diabetic nephropathy, polycystic ovarian condition, chromium picolinate. That's a nice one to add to that. Cholesterol problems, very helpful. Weight loss purposes, liver problems, fatty liver disease. You know your cholesterol regulation. And we'll get to this before the break. Heavy metal chelator, especially effective in uranium poisoning, but other heavy metals, autoimmune disease, any and all of the autoimmune diseases, depression, anxiety, obsessive compulsive, trichotillomania, we talked about autism, bulimia, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease. One last one before we go to the break. If you're chronically plagued with low sodium levels and the doctors can't figure it out, 2 things, magnesium, number 1, and number 2, IP6 inositol. For most of you, it's a problem of the past. All right, let's go to break, and when we return, we'll tell you how to take these wondrous substances. Every day, about 200 million Americans do not get enough of a key essential mineral.
That mineral is magnesium. The typical American diet does not supply enough.
And magnesium is so important. It protects bones and helps more than 300 different enzymes in the human body perform efficiently.
That's why BioInnovations offers chelated magnesium capsules for oral use and topical magnesium gel to be applied to the skin. That's 2 forms of magnesium to meet your daily needs.
Scientific evidence points to chelation as the best method of vitamin and mineral formulation.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health.
Because chances are you are one of the 200 million Americans who need more magnesium every day.
Again, that number is 888-442-2128. Call today. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. I'm Cindy Becker for Your Health at a Glance. We all have said, I need to get some exercise, but how many of us put on our walking shoes and go? Learning a little more about the health benefits of exercise may help you get motivated to lace up those walking shoes. Exercise helps to control our appetite and weight. It maintains strong muscles. It promotes the release of endorphins that counter depression while helping us feel good about our lives. Exercise helps to lower blood glucose, promotes a strong circulatory system, and controls cholesterol. Exercise even helps us get a good night's sleep. Recent research finds dog owners who regularly walk their pet are 34% more likely to achieve fitness goals. You can get all of these health benefits by walking 30 minutes 4 times a week, just 30 minutes a day. Start today, and you'll start to get all those benefits. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Cindy Becker.
Do you believe that nature holds the answer to your health needs? Are you looking for a supplement that's simple and pure, yet really works?
If you're looking for nature's answer to better health, look to Aloha Noni Juice. It's pure and fresh, just like nature intended. Aloha Noni Juice is brought to you direct from the islands of Polynesia.
Aloha Noni Juice is 100% pure with no added sugar or sweet fruit fillers. It's the perfect addition to your low-sugar diet.
Aloha Noni Juice drinkers will tell you their vitality, energy, and sense of well-being have improved, along with relief from many painful conditions. Made by nature, proven by science, Aloha Noni Juice contains only nature's best.
And now you can enjoy the benefits of our new 100% certified organic Noni Juice. Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. Your Health is brought to you by BioInnovations, trusted products for your health and well-being.
We're back, everyone. Just a quick reminder, our Bionutrients IP6 with Inositol is on a great special today. Buy one bottle at the regular price and you get a second bottle free. Don't miss that one. So Richard, how do we supplement with this? What's the best way to take it?
Well, 2 tablets, capsules. These are capsules. Everybody wants capsules because they absorb better, and that's a good thing. So 2 capsules provide 800 milligrams of IP6 and 220 milligrams of inositol. Taking 2 of those capsules 3 times daily is a typical dose. That's very typical. But rest assured, much of the effect of inositol and IP6 are dose-related, and the studies show you can take as much as 18 grams a day, which is a lot of those pills. For most of us, that's not necessary. Just a few capsules a day, and that's all you need. And honestly, I take my IP6 inositol all at once. I don't split it out in the day, and I get a perfectly fine response from me. So that makes it easier for so many of us. Double-blind studies, up to 18-20 grams a day are tolerated, mostly in the psychiatric conditions. They require higher doses. But for the rest, it doesn't need as much. Plain IP6 inositol can chelate calcium, magnesium. The best forms of the supplement have calcium and magnesium already attached to the phosphate molecule, so you don't get any leaching or mineral deficiencies. There has never been a reported case in the literature of anyone developing an iron deficiency, a magnesium or calcium deficiency when supplementing the salt form of IP6, which is how we do it. The safe way to do it. You're not going to have a problem with that. That only happens in very unique situations. Let's just leave it at that. Well, IP6 inositol, amazing things. Now, this was technical today, but the knowledge is so important, and we got through it. We learned about the valuable role of IP6 and inositol. We'll see you tomorrow, folks. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.